All right, good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital. Weekend strategy podcast for Friday night, May 12th, 2023. Stand by for a second. Let me upload the. All right, let's start with the swing portfolio. Alcoa, first up. Everything is on 30-minute charts. That's the close. That was today's open. So this is today, this little piece. And this goes back 5 days in the blue shaded area. And the yellow box is today's range on a given symbol. So yesterday we closed this one. Today there was no trade. AI, the software company, had we started that one on the PSAR flip. It sold off for a micro. I took it short here on the PSAR flip. Came back for a micro, so that's about a scratch trading for the broker today. Caterpillar, yesterday we initiated the long. Today it gapped up to here, rolled over. I took that exit for about +1. Thought hard about that for holding over the weekend, but said nope. It's in a strong downtrend. Cliff, no trade. CVS, the short we initiated yesterday on the continuation of this rollover. Just continued. Holding about +2 right now. I think there's one more leg down. We'll see. Dish Network was no trade. Devon Energy was. We've been out of that. We've been out of that short. It has just been consolidating here. Today it did the PSAR flip right at the end, and it had 3 full days to fail in the energy. So, going to give that one a try. Electronic Arts, no trade. Emerging markets. So this was a disappointment. Yesterday, this 1, 2, 3 reversal started well, and it closed well here, and we were holding +2, and today it gapped down for -1. That became a stop and reverse, and I cashed that one in a revenge trade to get +2, and so that nets out to +1. I'll be stalking that one early Monday for a breakout in either direction. I like that one. Ethereum continues to slide. Those of you with trading it directly should be enjoying the short. Mexico. That's when we closed yesterday. Had no overnight risk. Today it opened here, sold off 1, 2, 3 entry, and I'm holding +1. That's a COTA 2 all day. Brazil, the 2-day move is still ongoing and pushed to a new high today and held up pretty well. And we're holding 1, 2, +3 and looking for that to go. Intel, yes, that was yesterday's intraday short. We exited at the close. Today it had a pretty nice tight range compression at the bottom of this long slide. So I think I will be ready for this thing to go long on Monday. I will also be happy to take it short. IP, no trade. IYR, intraday short, little gift for about +1. I covered the 3-day short in KRE. This just has not really been selling harshly, and then it gave me a PSAR flip, so I just decided to take it there, and that's +2 in an orderly fashion. It's holding support where it supported a nice strong move last time, so I'm mindful of that one to cash too when I can. McDonald's, near the end of the day, it found kind of a sloppy Kata 2, but that PSAR was holding all day, and it turned to summer here, and just decided to take it, and then it ran up right at the last minute. That looks like it's going to be a value play, and I would expect to see a gap up on Monday. Merck was no trade. That was tradable. This little sine wave looking move was tradable, and it held support 4 times. It's held support there. Each time there was a micro, maybe 5 times, micro tradable move. So 118 should not be surprising if it gets there on Monday. Failure below here would be, a collapse of those 5 support levels, so I'll be ready to play that short. Marijuana 1-day intraday short. Felt lucky to get that one. Clean energy was a gap up. Here was the close. Big gap up. Went all the way up to here and then started selling off. So I said, let's put a risk box on it. See what happens. That's what happens. Exit at the southern skin of the dragon for +2. That's what happens. Rivian. We had a short from yesterday on this collapsing dragon and rolling over into the winter. And it closed here. And then today it opened here and then sold off harshly. In the next 30 minutes it was there, and we were already 1, 2, 3 +4 on the first one. So we just put that one on, and it closed poorly. And that, it just felt kind of proper. So that was about 7 on the first one and maybe 3 on the second one. That's about 10R 2-day, and I'm happy with that. And it's right back to where that really strong base was, and it just didn't feel like there was any more in it. So we'll see. I'll be ready for that to reverse Monday. Treasuries, the 2-day SSC, there was the gap. That's where we added the second position. It failed, so we get out of that one for about 3R on the first position. And then it kept failing, so it tried it short, took the 1-day for +1. So that's net about 4 today in treasuries. Tesla took the gift horse. I think that was just the news reaction to him announcing that they found a CEO for Twitter. So our little Kata 2 entry here, which gave us a gift today with it closed here yesterday, gap to here, rode up, and then started to fail. I said, give me +2. Missed that, but I don't like shorting Elon. Of course, neither does Buffett. Let's see. And then no trade in U.S. Steel. This is a nice tight compression box here that's forming. So if we call that a 0 state, I'll be ready to go in this direction with 22 in mind, and then this direction, say 2070, and then that's where I would put a second position short and a second position long if it gets above 22. All right, sniper trade of the day. EWW Mexico, and we're on 3 minutes. This was the close. It opened right where it closed. It ran up this high, came down that low, so it establishes the OR3 here and here. It failed after 1 bar, 2 bar, the next bar collapsed, so we're short with a standard risk box here. Check or hold. Whoops. And that reversed. It started selling off pretty nicely, I must say. Thought we were doing good, and then it came back through the RL10 and then hit the edge of the dragon, so I had to lock in. I gave it as much room as I could. Had to lock in that little no lose plus dinner for 2. Okay. I like the way this was shaping up. It was flirting with penetrating the dragon. Now, the PSAR was still a solid breaker on that one, but by this time it had teased a couple times, so I went long with the standard risk box, and that failed immediately. Then I stopped in reverse there. Added a second position because why not? You can just feel that teasing, and exit at the PSAR. 1, 2, 3. So +3 on the first one, +2 on the second one. So this one was 0.2, and that one was -0.2. So those two scratch. So we're about +5. That's a stop and reverse SSC for +1. Caught a 2 for a scratch, and I think that was it. I just ran out of gas. There were a couple. Those were micro tradable moments there if you stuck around that long. So that netted out about maybe +6. All right, so the traders, let's see how we did today. ACH on 3 minutes. Caught a 2s all day with a Z3 pinch breakout. Note the Z3s, or actually the river. The Z3s would be pinching by that time too. Now you got like a double caught a 2. Boy, that's so compelling right there. With your wrist box a comfortable distance below the PSAR, and then trust the PSAR. You might have gotten out there. You might have then gotten back in there with the PSAR. You'd have been out by this point, and this is where it crosses the Bollinger Band main. And there's a Kata 2 right here. You might have gotten a little micro. There's an owl entry either here or here or here. Those are collapsing dragons as well. This is the collapsing dragon that he takes for 1.7. That's a tradable instrument right there. This is Brian. Z3 pinch breakout. So that could have been a Kata 2 on that next one. That's a good exit. If we get that first one, you get paid. Okay, micro pay on the PSAR flip. Re-entry on the collapsing dragon. That's a great exit. Stays out of the chop, waits for the pinch. Now waits for it to leave the dragon. Second position, third, whoop, that's right. Cover. Re-entry could have been here. That's still pretty good. That's nice work. 19R. May have left an R on the table. Alright, red. Oh, all day. Caught a 2. Maximum sell out on that one. Trust the PSAR. That's a pretty good entry. It's waiting for the Bollinger Band to break. I don't mind that. When we get here and then it comes down and goes again, we got to get out somewhere about here. Then this could be a re-entry or a stop and reverse. We should be a little better capturing that. If you look at it this way, the trade was in your favor for 4 bars, and then you let it slip away for 8. So be a little stricter on that, I would say.
Hey Ken, can I pop in for just a quick second?
Yep.
Right where you have your arrow drawn right there, where you have the RLXD between the blue and the magenta line. No, yes. Well, there, and then at the bottom. No, at the bottom of that run. Right there. Yep. Perfect.
Yeah, that's your RL10 crossing the baby dragon.
That is my absolute hair trigger.
Yeah. Now, also, just take a notice. Watch the slope of the RL10. See, it's already starting to bend. If that thing's going to be any good, it should just keep going like this. The fact that it's starting to turn here, look at the distance between. This is where it should have been, if it was going to be any good, and then this is where it was. So that's a huge determinant right there. We gotta see that.
Yeah, there was those 3 candles that are initiated right at that cross. You had 10 minutes of looking at that.
That's 10 minutes to study, to say, why am I still in this again? That's right.
Yeah. I'm not being mean.
Stop apologizing for that, all right? We're observing and reporting.
Yeah. So that to me was a...
So if this is your entry now, then this could be a 1, 2, 3 exit at the edge of the dragon. I like this short. I like the quick cut. And now you notice that the Bollinger Bands are pinching, so he stays out of that. You might have tried this one on the Kata 2 because you got this little wedge coming in. You might have tried that one where it leaves the river.
Yeah.
But this is a fake 1, go 2. And this is a perfect example of this thing, that you get a Z3 pinch, and this river has been sideways for 20 bars, and then you wonder, well, look, which way is this going to go? So even
Yeah.
if you do something like that at the edge of the river, and you say, oh, here it is, I want it to go like that, it fakes one. Now, you're not going to lose money on that trade. It came all the way down to where the previous Z3 was. But then it reverses. So when this comes decaying back, like to the edge of the river,
Yep.
you can then just take that right here. That's fake one. Now it goes 1, 2. And you actually can get paid from one side of the river to the other side of the river. And you probably end up getting out somewhere up in here. This is very nice. I think you wanted to get paid. But if you do,
Got to be ready.
oh my goodness. This is the same place that it collapsed before. Only this time, now notice they all look the same leaving the river. This time it only went to here. And this is where it stabilized right in here, the same place it turned. But then when it breaks, that's a sign of new panic selling.
Yep.
And that's why the collapsing dragon is so cool. Now, if you've got this, we should be in here or here. When you have this, and then there's that little crossover my brother's talking about, this whole time period, that RL10 is just leading the baby dragon down, and there's your turn. So take it right here at the edge of the dragon,
Yep.
but not later than this. And then this is a great SSC. That's a nice exit. So good work.
Yep. And if you need further confirmation, just look at your MACD and look at where the lines cross back in to the Red River. If you don't believe it there.
Now here's where it turned to winter.
Yep.
After this long crappy, and this is your fake one go to. Fake one go to. And now it drifts. This is a drift all the way back to here. It just drifts, breaks out of the Red River. This is complacency at 130, and then it collapses, and then you get this whole move. So MACD, PSAR, friends.
answer
MACD plus
Greg's,
V equals friends.
Greg's question. A wiggle usually happens right when it's flirting with going through, like it wants to maybe go see right above the 3 to the left of the red dot right in the middle of the page there. Right about 12:30, it kind of flirts with, oh, am I gonna go down? Am I gonna go into the Red River? It kind of flirts around in there. So that's, it's deciding what to do. A wiggle is more of, is it gonna break through? Like if you are, or if you're outside of the river is a better way to say it, because look at 1430 down in the MACD. Just before,
if you get 3 bars down and then 3 bars up after a long move up, that little sideways flirting around is enough to make the RL10 kind of do that.
Yeah.
And it just looks like a wiggle.
Yeah, the right at 14, let's say 2:15 in the afternoon. See how the red line kind of goes up but doesn't cross? That'll cause another wiggle. Right before 2:30 there in the MACD. Which is different than, because you want to be watching that, because when it does cross at 14:45, that's where you're getting that big move up, because it'll cross the MACD will cross its own RLXD outside the river. That's significant move.
Now watch this. See the extent of the Z3? So this rolled up, and then everything kind of compressed into this, and then you start getting that move. And then this is where it was going to normally stall. You could see it starting to slow down, and then when it collapses, you get the next 5 bars straight down. which
Yeah.
induces fear, and then the buyers come in and say, oh, okay, you overreacted. And look how sharp that move is.
Yeah.
So you got to be ready at those sort of known points that the collapse happens fast, and then if it doesn't keep failing, look how fast the R10 or the baby dragon turn. You got to be able to catch those at the edge of the river, not all the way back here.
Yeah. That's
The
a good
sharper
point,
the
man.
sharper the move down, the faster you got to cash the win, like at the boundary of the dragon. And that's normally about 2 bars of reversal, and that's enough. That's also enough to have the R10 RL10 cross the baby dragon, which
Yep.
so the RL10, remember, is price, and the baby dragon is a SMA 3. It's just a simple
Yep.
moving average 3 on the RL10. So as long as there's a clear direction and they just keep hitting and hitting and hitting it, it never crosses. But where it crosses are at these. Look at here's one where it didn't cross. Crosses. Leg 1 didn't cross. Leg 2 crosses. Done.
Yep.
Here's one back here. Crosses all the way to here. Crosses. Get in the habit of trying that. Just see every place that thing crosses, and you're going to notice that happens almost, within a bar or two of the peak of that R10.
Yeah.
The beauty of the R10 is that price can move like this, and you'll get some of that stuff where there's a lot of overlap. But the R10,
Smooths that out.
it gives you sharp points.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's also a note there for Damien, because I point that out in a little coaching note I gave him in Campfires. That's exactly what I'm talking about, bro.
Z3 pinch. I don't care whether you're here or here with a wrist box like this. Okay, now notice how this one fails and comes right back when fails again. That gives you just a little wiggle. So if that got you out, like I wouldn't mind if you saw this move and then it start outside the Z3, then started coming back. You say, that's enough. And then you see it come up and it doesn't penetrate the dragon and starts rolling over again. You can be short again right there because it did not penetrate. Here's where the cross happened right there. Notice that it crosses to the downside. The blue crosses the magenta. No cross. Cross. The run is done, so you can take it here. This is nice. That's a great exit. Good short. Now 1, 2, 3 in here. Let's take that one right here to pay for that. And then, here's the summer. Friend. All the way to this. And then here's where the fall starts. Swiss franc. C3 pinch. So if you get this long, this is fake 1. It comes back. So you just take it right there. You can get short right here. PSAR flip. collapse, you're done. This is a great re-entry. Perfect. Here's another one. Dow E-mini. Nice. I'd probably have taken that one and hoped to scratch. And then you stayed out of the chop. Well done. I want you to notice when this is the RL90, this thing I'm tracing, when that rolls over, that's sort of like the natural peak of this thing. And now we could be looking at trying to get the short side. That wasn't much, but there was a definitely short side orientation on that. PSAR flip. We might have been long here. Waits for the Z3 pinch breakout. It gets past the Z3. Great exit. Caught a 2 re-entry. When that doesn't work, we got to be out here. You know, yeah, you could be short here. I'd rather exit here and then be short here. I understand that one. That's fine. When this goes like this, comes back. Let's just get out here. It's supposed to do this. It's supposed to do that. When it doesn't do that, just get out here. And then take that little hit. This is a great... oh no, I guess this was a long. This is supposed to go right away. When it doesn't go, get out. And then be short here. Probably scratch and then re-enter here. Because now you got kata 2s. Re-enter here, then that's a scratch. Good job staying out of the chop.
Yeah, you don't own this trade. You're just reading the signs. We're not saying you're right or you're wrong. Just follow what the market's doing.
Let's see. Oops, sorry. Wrong color. So there's our long. Here's our wrist box. I like that. That's fine. Now that's correct. Now let's get short here.
Yep. PSAR flip.
That whole thing rolled over. This came into a Z3 pinch, and now it's starting to expand. That's like fake 1, go 3. Chopping around. Not much damage one way or the other, but stayed with it. I like it. It stayed too long. You stayed in 7 bars after the bottomed out. Scratch, scratch.
I don't mind that one.
Just a little bit late. This is okay. That's okay, but when this fails, that's pretty good exit. Good short. Like to see a second position there, and then exit here. Hey, start drawing boxes around these so I can see where you're at. Let's see. This is NVIDIA. Mullen. Z3 pinch. Breaks out. That's the fake 1, it turns out. Good cut. Pretty good short. We might have been short here, but that's still pretty good. Got paid. I like the SSC. Quick cut. Quick short. Good scratch. You get a Z3 pinch again. Here's it breaking out of the root. That's tradable. That's tradable.
In your notes, it says T3 was avoidable. It looks the same. Leaving the station.
Yeah, that's
so you got to take that shot.
That's a trade you take. It
Absolutely.
it had it had one leg up. It pulled back and it did not make a new low. You got to take that one, and you exited correctly.
Yeah, you got to take that.
And the same way you got to take this, and the same way you got to take that. They all look the same leaving the river. I think this is the area where we got to tighten up a little bit. That was just a little bit slow. Let's see, Damien.
Yep.
This rolls over.
This yellow box is in the way. It's right by that.
Yeah, I got it. This
Okay.
rolled over, and looks like the short. Okay, here's the short.
Yeah.
On the PSAR flip with a yellow box here. This thing drones down. Is this the exit?
Yep.
Okay, we'll take 1.5, 1.3. I'll get paid. Satya, just so good. FSLR is one of his specialties.
That was outstanding.
Big gap, bottoms out. He has a wrist box off the bottom, so why not? Oh, and then 1, 2, and out at the edge of the river. You know, this is where it starts. Now, what I want you to notice is just that little bit of sideways was enough to induce a little bit of decay in the signal, which made the R10 roll over. So then the next leg up, when it starts rolling over, everybody who's watching divergent indicators,
Yep.
it always looks like this. You get one leg up, and then there's some little moment of pullback, and then the second leg is up. Now, if you were using something like a 10 bar, right? And you had 10 bars in here and price action was just uninterrupted up, the indicator, whatever it is going to be up. Then when you get into this blue zone, somewhere in here, let's say this is a 5-bar retracement. So there's some point right here where the 10 bars included 5 bars up and 5 bars sideways. This is enough to bring the indicator down a little bit. And then there's some 10 bars where it's 5 bars down and 5 bars up, and this thing will start to climb a little bit. But because of this little pullback, everybody's going to say, oh, I'm ready for this thing to start decaying because I've seen the first bit of weakness. So the first leg up is usually the strongest because it catches people by surprise. And then that second bar is usually not quite as big, and then the third bar not quite as big at all. So you get this strong, medium, weak. What's different is if you see move, better move, oh, okay. Third, now that really is just one big strong move on the next higher time frame. So what you're looking for is the size of these moves. So that's leg 1. Leg 2, not as much. And then leg 3, and that's when you start seeing that decay. That's when you'll see the R10 peeling over and the little 3-bar baby dragon will come in here and it'll start doing that. Because there's just not enough price action here to differentiate, and it starts all getting all mucked up. When there's a strong move, you're always going to see that little space between the R10 front running the baby dragon a little bit, and when he crosses over, whatever that move was, it's done. It vacuumed up all the available money. So anyway, 6R from Satya on that. Pretty nice stuff. My brother, you want to talk through those?
Yeah. We had been watching. We had talked about marijuana last night. Just the things with this new. Well, no. I'm sorry, wrong slide. So slow indicator. I saw it crossing the -50. So I take it. When it, yep, in the first position there. I got my 2 hour battle drill in the right in the middle there, and it was a late fill. I don't know why, but it filled late.
Triggered here, but filled here.
Yep, yep. So we get the late fill, and then I saw it. I saw it start to go down again. I was literally walking out the door, setting my trailing stop, and I saw it start to move again. So I just took another position, and then set my trailing stop all out for 1R, and that's what happened a little while later. So, yeah, just wanted to that sniper exit. I just wanted to show where it would have been. And the next screen here, this is. Oh, sorry.
This would have been the sniper exit where the
Yeah.
R10 crosses the baby dragon.
Correct. So I front ran it. The trailing stop can sometimes.
Yeah. Again, notice the thick R10 is leading the baby dragon as long as it's in that trend until it bottoms out, and then that's when it's done. And now notice you're getting higher lows, and it's
Right.
starting to compress towards the PSAR flip.
Yep.
But that first little indication is there's nothing wrong with being, you know how to re-enter.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst thing that happens is this becomes a tiny little compression box, and it's either going to continue, like if this turned out to be just leg 1, this could be leg 2 down. We don't know that.
Yeah.
Or
this thing, collapsing dragon.
This thing comes through the PSAR, and now you get that move.
Yep.
So just take the one. I hope I always exit early so that I can re-entry.
Yeah.
All right, this is the 3-day, 9-day.
Correct.
On Datadog.
Yeah. It's just one that I like. It's one of my pet stocks. I think maybe 6 months ago it was a.
Yep.
No, I think it was almost a year ago now. Because if you look at the bigger trend on Datadog, it's just been down for 6 months, 8 months, almost a year now. And I've been waiting for this thing to make the turn. So it turned on the 3-day, as I showed yesterday. And so I took a position yesterday on the 3-day, took another one today, because almost all the way through the day, the PSAR flipped.
Yeah, it opened here and then it was
Yep.
high. That's the 9 bar anyway. Okay.
Yep.
Got it?
Yep. So that's a little
the
foreshadowing on the 3-day, 9-day system coming to you.
Yep. Is this Eugene? Yep. Okay. PSAR flip. So if this gets you out, and then the grind, Z3s, this should get you back in. And then the edge of the dragon. See, this is where it rolls over. So take it at the edge of the dragon. That's good shooting right there. I like that as a short because it gapped and then starts failing. I like that. I like that. It's just a little unfortunate. And then re-entered short here, got paid. Net
All
minus one. Yeah, we might have gotten something up on this. And then this is one I want you to look at.
He kept his loss to less than.
Of course, that's yes.
You know.
I'm sorry, this is yesterday, so that's in good shape there.
Nothing wrong with that.
Let's see. This is. Did I hit that twice? Oh, I must have got it twice. All right. Helen of Troy. Good discipline not to chase. I'd like to see you get out somewhere in here, I think. Let me see. I'm trying to see what happened here. So net was 0.3. Oh, I see. Yeah, you wanted to stop, and then you lucked into this, I think. So you put a second position on, and then exited here, and then got short here on the rollover, and then I think Probably took the exit in here. SPY. SSC. Great exit, better short. Great exit, great re-entry. There just wasn't much there, but you got what was there for 1.9. Good work. All right, let's see. Oops. Let's get back to the top here. Okay, weekend report. Bullish normal, so we just moved from quiet to normal. Reasonable stability. The volatility is getting a little dicier as this moves back towards normal. Still at 60% on ETF2. RLFF daily. Just remember that we're in a grind right now compared to these big moves down and big moves up where there was clear movement. This is that sideways chop. Still got the 270 up. The 90 is flat. This is a critical state for the 90. It could either come down to meet the 270 or this whole posture is going to roll up. But that's the critical state we're in right now. The 30 and the 90. Look where you have the 10, the 30, and 90 all within 2 pennies of themselves. Only the 270 is out of the party, and it's moving up. So this is a tactical pause. And as long as this goes, then this will just, in retrospect, look like an extended Kata 2. But this is, we've had 20 days now. When are we going to see something? This is the sign of impatience. When these guys come in, they're going to say, all right, let's go. We're here. Can we go? The 3-day. This is trying to find its way up, and if it does, that's going to look good. The PSAR is still pointing up. The 9-day PSAR is steady. What's to worry about? It went into the summer here, and that's early days. The last time it went from winter to spring to summer was here, and did that. So we're still in the early days. Again, sideways choppy. Chop onto 30. Blended monthly rebalancings. Tech and the euros. Mid caps, small caps, and real estate just getting murdered here. This is the first sign of weakness in the internationals in a while. S&P Tech, Staples better than discretionary. ETF 32. Talked about silver last week. Said, that was such an extraordinary move. much more likely to have a retracement than an uninterrupted upside. It stays in that channel, and sure enough, gave it all back. Latin America, Brazil. That's why I'm optimistic about that Brazil swing trade. If we go back and look at that rascal. That's the swing trade on Brazil that's working. That big blue box is the last 10 days. So if we look out on a daily, that's actually a nice Kata 2 shaping out. Just broke above the emerging dragon. Next target would be up in here, which is 30.30. On a 3-day, that's going to look pretty good. Yep, just went into the summer. 9-day has found stability and is just starting to grow. So I'm liking Brazil here. In the Dow, let's see who's crushing it. Microsoft and Apple. McDonald's and Walmart. And Merck, for that matter. You've seen me on the swings taking advantage of that. Yeah, that's about it. Caterpillar is one I haven't liked to short it, I've been saying, but maybe I've been too long believing in they're a great company and missing the price action on it. Honeywell's a sleeper for me right now. I don't know if there's a better American company than those guys. So, time to start sniffing around them. Well, let me look at the bottom feeders. Oh, natural gas. Sure has a lot of ground to make up. Ooh, down 66% in 6 months. Wow, that's painful. World market model. The difference between large cap tech and small cap value inside the U.S. Europe still predominantly strong. The S&P better than everything except gold. Treasury's actually fighting for the right. Tech clear leader. Staples not far behind. 6 of the indexes are on buys, 4 are on cash. That gives you the 60-40. These laggards here in the U.S., that's until they come online, that's going to... You can see this is just a flight to quality inside the U.S. that people are trusting the large cap names and discounting the risk-on assets. They'd rather have the large cap safety of Europe and Asia than the small and mid cap opportunity in the U.S. So that's a mind split on the U.S. market. All right, same old suspect still in charge. Let's go to the daily. I think we've seen all that. Let's go to the Dow Tactical. Kind of a low range day. Nothing on the NDX breakouts. A lot of pullback has given us many trades to frame. Had a lot of 5DDs today for you guys to look at. Japan, Brazil. That's really getting my attention right now. 2 weeks ago that was Mexico. And now Brazil has given strength to Latin America. Auto framer and the squeezes, the usual stuff. A lot of Godzillas starting to shape out. PayPal and blended commodities. That's a stealthy Godzilla right there. A lot of outperformance today. Here's Devon Energy. Here's the metals. You got Cliff, Alcoa, and U.S. Steel. Texas Instruments, Intel, crushing NVIDIA in the chip space. This is why I'm kind of happy about the Devon Energy swing. If we go look at the energy, this is the that little bump in Devon Energy I was happy to see. That's what got me into that little recovery today. That was relatively strong compared to the rest of the market. And you can see that in the fact that it was up fairly strong. Of all the things, it was number 3 on our tactical list in terms of performance. The only thing better, Brazil, banks, and then Devon. So Brazil, pretty good. Banks, recovering. And Devon Energy just starting that next leg up, I think. That's how I'm reading that. Mine split in the NDXs today. Where it's weak, it's really weak. Where it's strong, it's pretty strong, except for the anomaly of Apple. Coca-Cola. Latin America, Brazil, Japan. And oil exploration starting to make a move when it has just been terrible. This might be the bottoming move here in energy. So let's keep an eye on energy here. All right, that's everything we got for today. Let's get this marked up. Yeah, Tesla resumed its position back at the top of the stack. Okay. All right, guys, that's everything we got. We'll get this published and processed. See you tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow night, it's going to be a recorded session. We got a late soccer match, so I will comment on the charts in a recording, but not live. Okay? Hey, Bill, I got another 40 pages done today. It's I got maybe 20 more to go.